Hey everyone, this is Eddie with Blue Tape Studios. Just wanted to show you guys a really cool trick that I'm using to be able to trigger some drums that have a very unusual problem. Basically I was sent this to mix, and the drums are a little out of balance with the cymbals, and I want to be able to have some control over the punchiness and EQ curve of the kick and snare. But the problem is these were recorded on an electric drum set that is exclusively just left and right. So I've got my snare, kick, cymbals, toms, everything are basically summed together already for me on a left and right channel. I'll show you what I mean. So it's really hard to trigger that without manually placing all of my samples, and that's very time consuming, or basically just setting the threshold points and letting it run through and then deleting all the ones that I didn't want it to get. But I've got a faster way to do it, and it involves basically I'm just going to pull up the Studio One default EQ. The first one I want to find is the snare. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit play. So right away I can see that my snare has a lot of punch around 500 Hertz. And so what I want to do is I want to take 500 Hertz. I'm going to kind of, really specifically look for it, and then I'm going to take high and low pass filters. Now I'm going to pull these in. I'm actually going to switch also to a 24 dB octave on both the high and low pass filters, because I really want to make sure that that snare is really poking its head out. Also, it's important that I turn it down on the output gain, because it's going to be hot. Now that is pretty good in itself, but I found that it still has issues with being recognizable. So what I did over here on the track window, you can see I just pulled one over and then swung it back over here, basically essentially duplicating it. So now I have two of these exact same EQs going. Turn it down just a little bit. So it's really poking its head out. And now if I were to take my trigger device and put it on there, it's very easily going to be able to detect the snare drum even through all the rest of it. That's pretty much all you have to do. And you do the same procedure with the kick drum, making sure that you're low enough to capture the kick, but also not in a position to where it catches toms and things like that. It works the same exact way. Real easy, and very effective. It saved me hours and hours on this project. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I don't know that you'll ever use this advice, but if you ever do happen to need to do it, there's the way to do it. Have a good one, guys.